So how do we solve this issue? Do we go Paul Volcker style? Paul Volcker style?
No, you cannot. You physically cannot. You have too much. The structure of the debt does not allow you to do anything remotely that close. The only option you have is basically to start sacrificing middle class to slow down demand and slow down inflation.
So that means recession, basically, induce a
Yes,
recession, right?
they have to cause a recession. The sooner the better.
Gabe says S&P to 450 still. Do you think that's insane? Given you said
Gabe is talking. I'll explain what Gabe is saying. Gabe is talking about how should we define it? You want to call it a FOMO rally? You want to call it a bear market rally?
Bear market trap, yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. It's not a trap. It's just going. It's a bear market rally. Whatever FOMO. There might be. I don't know. There might be a rally coming because of how low we've gotten, and the market. You don't know if you notice this, but the markets, they don't move in a linear fashion. Every long-term trend line with markets looks always linear when you like zoom out, right?
Yeah.
But when you zoom in, it looks like this. So, and at some point, it will be like that. There has to be these bounces, especially like what Gabe is saying is basically we're running out of sellers because everybody's selling, everybody's running for the hills. So there's basically there's going to be not enough sellers in the market because everybody will sell out and just going to be the buyers, and they're going to FOMO the S&P 500 to 4,500. That's what he's saying. But if you ask Gabe, I'm sure we can Gabe, if you're still in the chat, respond to this. He's talking about something that happens in the short term. I think long term he shares my opinion that we're going to go into a massive recession and a stock market pullback, which has not been seen for a long time, probably 2008 levels.
So 2000 S&P was 1,500. It didn't get to 1,500 again until 2007. So it took 7 years. And then from 2007, we bottomed at 879. And then we got to 1,500 again 5 years later. So from 2000 to 2013, if you bought at the top of 2000, 13 years later, you would break even. And so the past 10 years has been this rally. So are you saying the next 10 years is going to be trying to get back to 470 again, which was the height last year? Like,
I don't know. I look at it a little bit differently. So I look at it in a very simple way. So this moaning keep coming from your side, bro. I'm not even kidding.
Someone said it might sound like vibrating of a phone. Maybe there's a phone vibrating, but
no, it's a human moan, bro.
It's not me. You know it's not me. I'm looking at.
Is he a heavy breather? Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything about it again. Whatever happens, happens. I don't care. If you get assassinated by a ghost, it's on you. Because I warned you, bro. There is something paranormal in your fucking new apartment, bro. The shit's going on, bro.
All right, go ahead. Keep talking.
There's one thing I don't like is ghosts, bro. I don't fuck with that shit. Anyways, so here's the thing. If Gabe is right, and he might be. It was such a feminine moan, bro.
I saw your face, bro. You were just like,
if this happens in a hotel, bro, and I'm in the next room, I don't know it's you, I'm calling the reception to let them know there's a woman in distress in the next room, bro. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh, that was good.
Anyways, so check this out. So here's the thing. If Gabe is right, and as I mentioned, he might very well be right, this is the setup for the crash. Because, look, there's nothing good coming down the pipeline. So inflation either destroys the economy or we do a controlled demolition before it does that. That's the only two options. How the fuck will the stock market thrive in those two options, bro? It's impossible long term. So if Gabe is right and he's saying 4,500, I think this is the setup for that mega crash. Because Look, there's nothing good coming. Slowly but surely, pieces in the domino will fall. You saw the first thing is discretionary spending. So what happened with Target? You everything is basically starting to slow down. Then you see personal savings rate down to 5.4% from 40 during the pandemic, down to
Consumer
5.4.
credit debt is at all-time highs as well.
Car loan defaults, repos, the car payments are like $700 per month on average. Blah 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 blah. So and then after that, the job market will be another lagging indicator down the road, and the last piece to fall will be the real estate market. Not a crash, but a correction in the real estate market will be the final piece in the domino where the last deniers will say, "Well, yeah, we're in a recession." Once it gets to it goes through the dominoes pieces. Once the real estate market starts pulling back, this is where people will say, "Okay, this is a recession."
So first of all, shout out to 179 people. That's the most we've ever had live. Thank you all for being here. Feel free to check out the channel. Second of all, are we not in a recession right now? Because you keep saying, "Oh yeah, people will admit it's a recession."
No,
Is that not?
technically we are. Technically we are, because it depends on how you define the recession. There's two definitions really. One definition is the kind of standard definition that we all use, which is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. So Q1 was negative GDP. Q2 will be undoubtedly negative GDP. So, and since we are in Q3, that means that we're technically already in recession, even though it's not officially announced yet. However, even after they announce negative GDP on Q2, the government and the Fed and the national board of whatever, I don't know this name, the economics board, whatever, they'll just say, well, the real definition of inflation, the real definition of a recession is persisting negative conditions in the market that persist over a few months or a few years. And they're going to say, yeah, but the job market is super hot, so it's not. But
did you memorize that? That was so pristine.
No, but it's a bullshit. It's a bullshit statement because they know the job market is still not falling because it's a lagging indicator. So it's going to be the new transitory. It's going to be the new bullshit. Rich did the quiz earlier and he did like the bullshit. So this is going to be the new bullshit where they say, well, yes, 2 negative GDP quarters, but look at the job market. It's still fucking hard as a fucking tourist penis in a Thailand whorehouse. You know what I mean? But the problem is they know it's lagging and they know it's going to come down. But by that time, there's going to be a new bullshit to sell to people.
So you think the job market's going to crash as well? Like there's not going to be 11 million openings in the next 12 months.
Okay, Rich is right. It's called changing the definitions. It's like when you play a basketball game and the team is losing, but they decide to change the rules so they can come back. So like they say, oh, you cannot shoot 3-pointers. Or some you change the rules to get back in the game. It's only here. It's completely pointless because I mean, there's no changing the rules other than changing perception. It doesn't help you. Now, what was your question? Can you repeat the question so for the audience?
So there's 11 million job openings. So are you saying that
these
changing definitions means that those 11 million openings will disappear eventually? Because that's the difference between Main Street and Wall Street, right?
It's a good question. So here's how it was. What I meant is very, very simple. Look, it's not about changing definitions in that aspect. Is look how the job market works and how it reacts usually is inflation makes everything more expensive. Agree? Okay, good. So now everything is more expensive by 9.1%. Let's be honest. Everything's more expensive by 30%. Okay. So inflation made everything expensive by 30%. Not 9. But let's say 20 for the sake of the argument. So now everything is like 20% more expensive. Cool. So I'm building this fucking ceramic mug, right? And it may or may not have alcohol inside. I don't know. And it costs me to build this mug that may or may not have alcohol inside $1. Now it costs me $1.20. Okay.
Yes.
Now I want to sell this mug, and my retail price point, my wholesale price point was $1.50. Okay. So far, so good.
You're making 30 cents on the mug.
Yeah. So how much I used to make? I used to make 50.
Mm-hmm.
So I made 50 cents on the mug. Now I'm making 30 cents. Never mind. I'm not gonna say this, bro. There's somebody fucking moaning on your fucking end of the fucking stream, my guy. It's either this motherfucker is heavy breathing or is sleepwalking or somebody's getting bulgarized or there's a ghost. I don't know what the fuck is going on over there, bro. There's a fucking moan every few minutes, bro. I can't take this anymore, bro. The fuck is going on?
Does anyone hear it in the comments? Can we know?
Yes,
really
they all told you they hear this shit, bro.
No. I want to hear. I want to see if anyone heard the newest one, please. Otherwise, it's in your head. I really got to see if it's someone else. We need comments. Is Tom right about this?
Can you not moan, my guy? What the fuck is going on?
Greg, you trust Greg, right? He did not hear it.
Yes.
Reza.
Greg, next time you hear it, Greg. Next time
Francisco
you hear it,
can't hear it,
bro. Greg. Next time you hear it, say it in the chat. I'm not gonna say when. Next time you guys hear it, say it in the chat.
Wait, can I just listen to the live stream real quick so we can see if you're right about this? Let me go back 20 seconds.
No, let's continue. I was in the middle of the thing. Look.
Okay, go ahead.
Somebody said, Tom, come down. Somebody came in. It's like, I just came in here. Tom, relax or something.
That's
like
Reza.
Bro,
that's Reza.
Have you ever seen this stream before, bro? Is this your first time? You're in the wrong stream.
Can you learn to moan? Yeah, no moan. Where's your mind, Tom? I don't hear anything.
Already,
yeah, bro. Marcus is on my side. NA is on my. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, but they heard the previous 15 times it happened, bro. Everybody, just shut up.
I'm just gonna be on mute every time I'm not talking. It's maybe the alcohol in the mug. That's a really good point, Elaine.
No. People heard. There's no alcohol in the mud. It's just tea, bro. I was just joking.
That looks like you're dropping. Are you a fucking child, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you? Goodness gracious, you're like a kid. Look at it, all over your shirt. Your mom's gonna get mad.
No, it's all over the keyboard. I need a minute.
You fucking piece of shit, bro. And now we have 196 people here. Now there's 200 people who came in. We were having a great discussion on inflation. Now this motherfucker dropped all this nonsense. Glitch Life says, I heard the initial moan, so Tom was definitely right, but it started more like someone was just doing a deep sigh rather than anything sexual. Right now it sounds like there's someone next door watching TV.
We might lose the stream on my end because it's all over my keyboard, bro.
You really and the worst thing is it doesn't even look like tea. It looks like fucking whiskey. So you didn't prove anything by showing that shit.
I know,
it looks like fucking whiskey. Oh,
I know. It's like one of them things when you show like the badge. I'm an FBI agent, and you flash a badge, and it's like it's a library card, but like people just believe it.
There was this TikTok yesterday, real quick, of a guy who stole an airplane from Alaska Airways. You got to see it, bro. He flashed the TSA a fake badge, walked through, and then he just got on the fucking plane and he crashed. He crashed the plane like a couple miles away.
He did it on purpose. I know.
Yeah, he was trying to kill himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I heard a very sad story. Anyways, go ahead.
He called the air traffic control. The funny part, he was like, "Yeah, I'm just floating around. I don't know where to land." And they're like, "Motherfucker!" And then he just crashed. It was so crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, see, people have seen
Let's continue with the inflation story. I was on the roll. It is a crazy story.
Go ahead.
So basically, okay. So this cup costs me now $1.20 to make instead of $1. So I used to make 50% gross profit on this. Yeah, let's define gross profit for the purpose of the discussion. Gross profit is the sale price minus the cost of goods. Okay. So basically, just the cost of goods, how much the materials cost me versus how much my sell point is. So it used to be 50% margin. Now we're down to 30 cents on sorry, we were selling for 150 and we're getting 50. So it was 33%, whatever. So now we're down to 30 on 150. So we're down to 20. Okay. My margin has just gone down from 33% to 20%, if my math is correct, although I'm mainly alcohol right now. Okay, that's good. No problem. That means you start going down the line. What happens after gross profit? You have SG&A. SG&A is all the back office stuff.
Sales and general administration. Yeah.
General, administrative, blah, 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 blah. You have R&D. You have basically operational expenses. So by the time, if you start with if you just lost 13%, and in my example, just easy, of your gross profit, that means that now you went from making 5 cents on a dollar of operating income to negative 10. Okay, so now you're bleeding money. Saying, oh shit, my factory is literally, instead of making 5 cents on the dollar, is losing 10 cents on the dollar every day I stay open. What the fuck do? I cannot not sell the cups, right? If I raise my prices, some other motherfuckers are going to sell it for cheap and I'm going to lose my business. I can't, it's a fucking commodity, bro. There's nothing I can do with this. I have to sell it for $1.50. Let's say I can raise to $1.55, $1.60. I still like, it's still not enough to cover the spread. What do? Well, we have to cut into the expenses. So who can we fire? Not production workers, but let's fire an accountant, a salesperson, and a legal intern or something like this. Let's start firing back office people because like we can do without them. Okay, so now you have 4 people out of a job. So these 4 people go home that day and they say, yo, honey, we have to fucking cut back on our expenses. We don't have, like, the job is gone. Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, we have to cut back on expenses. No problem. So these 4 people, they start buying less shit because they have less money, spending less, basically cutting down the expenses all the way to the bare minimum. Okay, cool. They cut expenses all the way down to the bare minimum. What happens to the mug seller? There's less people buying his mugs because people are like, we don't need new mugs. We're just going to use the ones we have at the house. I mean, it's this. We don't want to spend money right now. So now his sales decline, not just his, but everybody's. So now his margins are lower and his sales is declining because people are losing jobs. So now what he has to do, he has to fire more people. Okay, let's just go to 4 shifts a week instead of 5. And then those people go home and say, hey, I just lost like a shift. I only have 4 out of 5 shifts. Oh, yeah, we have to cut back. And this vicious cycle starts. By the time people actually lose jobs, it's probably 6 months until you see, from the moment the recession hits until the actual job loss, it's probably a good 6 months. It's a lagging indicator. That's what I'm saying. It's going to go less. And even after that, everybody's going to be basically in real estate, right, as a safe haven from this. But eventually, if people don't have money and nobody's buying up anything because they're fucking out of cash, you're going to have more sellers than buyers, even in real estate. What happens? Real estate market pulls back. There's not going to be no safe haven from a recession. Not even, probably cash. Real estate is not going to be as bad as some of the stuff, but cash in a time of recession is the opposite of trash. That's what I'm saying about. And this 9.1 that came out today is like an amplifier. It's like when you drink a Red Bull with alcohol and just straight up alcohol. This is the Red Bull in the alcohol. This basically makes you like, it expedites everything I just said.